Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am still setting up because I'm trying something different today. You'll have to deal with it. I need to have access to that button. How do I fix this problem? That'll do, I guess. Yes, that should do. You can't see any of this because it's actually on the same screen as I have literally everything for the stream on one screen, and then this is on the other screen. So one screen is literally just farm sim, the other is an absolute disaster of everything. So hello, welcome back to Coldborough Farm, where my seat is deciding to sink on me, because of course it is. That happened immediately, so hopefully it won't happen again. I doubt that. So today we have well, lime. I found the issue with this, by the way. The issue with the lime spread, or with this, the issue with this fertilizer spreader, and specifically lime, is that it confuses the game. The game thinks it shouldn't have lime. Well, the game knows it shouldn't have lime. There is no fill plane in the default game for lime specifically, and it spazzes out. Now, if I go over here, I've managed to break something else in my fiddling around trying to get that to work properly. If I go over here, you will see the Brantner Rose mysteriously has a fill plane now, and that can't be fixed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and fix it off camera if this doesn't work. Tools and trailers. There we go. Hey, yeah, the issue. I found the source of the issue. The issue is lime. The issue is literally the fill plane does not exist in the game and it confuses it. This issue is something new though. Hang on, I think I can fix this. Yeah, the issue with the fertilizer spreader showing barley and wheat textures is literally because it I'm gonna have to re-download that mod, aren't I? No, not apparently. Lovely. So I'm gonna delete the Ros Brantner that I edited. Delete the Ros Brantner that I edited. Yes, please. It's open. Oh, it's deleted now. Never mind. And then pop it in there. Oh, pop the new version in there. In theory, now that should fix the fill plane issue. What even is in that Brantner? I think that nothing. It's empty. That's why the fill plane is an issue. The Brantner was empty, which is why I was saying, that's a problem. What I've done is I've just deleted the edited version that was the Brantner, and now in theory, this won't work. In theory, this should fix it. So let's go have a look. This is a fresh mod now. Fresh version of the Brantner, and it's fixed. Looked slightly like compost. I think it was wood chips. And yeah, that issue was literally caused by me making an edit. So, this I know how to fix. I've got to fill up using the default fertilizer trigger, then change it to lime, not empty it entirely, and then I can use the lime silo to get it to work properly. That's my fixy workaround kind of thing that I've got going on with that. So I've got to empty this completely first, which is not going to be hard. I will say as well, you can see here I do have lime down on this field, which you can totally see. There's also some NPK because I was derping. Yeah, I may have to cultivate before I put lime down. In fact, I think that might be an idea, just so that I can see the damn stuff. So what I'm going to do is, oh my god, I'm wearing new shoes today, and either something's gone. No, I'm just not used to these at all. I was going to say either something's gone horribly wrong, or these shoes are ridiculous. I'm going to use the T60 actually to cultivate. Yeah, these shoes are very stiff because they're brand new, so there's going to be some odd speed issues happening because I don't know how far I got to put my foot down to get certain speeds anymore. And I'm not getting a whole lot of feedback from the pedal, which is mildly problematic at best. And this is where it's going to be most problematic because I want to reverse slowly, and I don't know if that's even going to be possible. Yes, it is. Good. Just going to grab this, and in a slight why is it bouncing about? In a slight change of plans, we're going to cultivate before we put down the lime because I can't see the line. Field 8, I think it was. That was kind of a test. That is kind of a test field. Yes, it is field 8. That was a test field to see exactly how easy it is to see the line once it's down. The answer is it's not. I literally had to guess based on the coloration of... That was the wrong button. I literally had to guess based on the coloration of this texture off over here. Because without the compost on it, or without the stuff, the lime on it, it was more patchy than that. And slightly lighter. So I was... yeah, that was a fun little thing to be doing. So yeah, this is the new plan. The new plan is cultivate again. This cultivator actually has the thing turned on, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Good. So this cultivator is permanently going to have stubble cultivator turned off. The other cultivator will have it permanently turned on. Lime won't take full effect if it's not cultivated in though. It... let me get my Bible. Where is lime? Lime. It's near fertilizer, I know that. Lime. It's slightly less effective if it's not cultivated in. You're correct, Fahy. However, I can cultivate it again off camera. I can take a few hours out of my week to cultivate everything again, which, I mean, that's not a big issue. Oops. But the main issue, in all honesty, is getting the field to a point where I can actually see the lime in the first place. Because if I can't see it in the first place, I'm not able to see where the hell I've limed. So this is a necessary extra step to throw in. I prefer not to have to do this, obviously. But bring out the 12-meter cultivator off screen. That's really tempting, actually. You have no idea how tempting it is to get a cheaty as hell mod cultivator and do that. But I'm gonna play by the honor system, which means that I'm not going to cheat off camera. As much as possible, I'm not going to cheat off camera. If I've got to, like with the Brantner, reset it to try and fix something, or edit something to try and fix it, yes, then I will do that. But I'm going to, as much as possible, keep to the rules that I've set myself. Because that's the entire challenge. Using the honor system obviously adds to that challenge because it is very tempting. What else is there to talk about right now? There are new mods in the game, as always. Because, I mean, that's just my... I've got a really bad habit of just adding mods upon mods upon mods. So I'm gonna just go into the shop here. And in mowers, we have these X marks. This is the lawn care pack. It's in the mod list. So if you put exclamation mark mod list in chat, Little Bullocks Farm. Yeah, that works. So these are X marks. These are from the lawn care pack. There's a small transport trailer as well somewhere. I honestly don't know where that is. And if I go over here, you'll see the Kozayarka Rotashin Sizna Z173. It's a 1.7 meter mower. It's got working with a 1.5. That's fine. It's a small rotary mower. It's relatively new. It's either exclamation mark mods or exclamation mark mod list. Plus Nightbot's slow as hell at responding to that thing. Hey, there we go. I spent about half an hour last night trying to find a manufacturer of the Z173. I found a best guess. This walker is also from the lawn care pack. There's a reason I have these. You'll find out in the storyline on Monday. Where is that little part of a trailer as well? It's not the... It might be the Triple Peaks. I don't remember downloading at any time. It should in theory be in Misk. Yes, it's the Felling 30-foot trailer. There's also a... I think the mobile water tank came with it as well. So it's relatively all together in a way-ish. And I am very happy with the mods that I currently have. I mean, yes, they're a bit of a mess of a bit of everything, a bit of mixed quality. The lawn care pack, I will openly admit, is not up to my usual standards. However, the use I have for it is somewhat logical. For example, I only really tested one more. It was the one more that I got the entire pack for. It works perfectly. Does exactly what it says on the tin. However, it doesn't seem to have a normal map or any kind of dirt skin. Also, I'll show you. I'll have to show you the more because I can't remember the bloody name of the damn thing. The X-Mark Laser Z Bagger. This one. There is no... Well, there is a particle system on emptying the bag. It just kind of magically comes out the back. These... What else is up with these? Yes, if you use drive control, specifically if you use drive control, you have to turn on four-wheel drive in both diff locks. Otherwise, they will not work. Which is problematic, to say the least. Now, the working width is much bigger than the Profi Hopper, which is 1.3, so... Except the walk behind. This is 1.8, this is 1.8, this one over here is 1.8 as well. It's got 0 turning radius, so it can get around literally everything in the game. Sometimes the trees cause a bit of an issue, because you end up turning too sharply. Did I test the I did not test the Covenant pack! No, I knew there was something else I meant to test last night. That's going to be something I'll test later tonight. I'll probably keep it in regardless, because, I mean, I do want a, this seems to have some issues. The Cavernal and 540 does seem to have some issues. Looking at the log file. However, it does seem to be... you're not a fan of ATS? That's fine, Dark. I mean, I try and vary things up so that people can get a bit of whatever they like. I have noticed though that Project Cars is in no way popular because I was live for over an hour yesterday and nobody showed up, so I cancelled the stream. I don't mind people not showing up. It's just when I'm streaming for the better part of an hour and nobody at all is watching that it's like, well, why am I even here? This Coverland Plow was the entire reason I downloaded the pack. Don't be sorry, Dark. I mean, if you don't like something, you don't like something. It's not your fault, it's not my fault. That's kind of why I vary things up. And I know that most people are here for Farm Sim, which is why there's a big... you know the Project Cars. Yeah, I mean, they're... but I know most people here are here for Farm Sim. Most people who are subscribed to me are subscribed for Farm Sim, which is why there's a focus on Farm Sim on the channel. Personally, I prefer Project Cars over Farm Sim, if I'm being completely honest. However, I can completely understand why some people might not like it. I mean, it is... For people who like Assetto Corsa, it's too arcadey. For people who like Forza, it's too realistic at times. I'm not even kidding. People who really enjoy Forza have made that complaint that, oh, no, it's too... You know, there's not enough grip in Project Cars. And I just sat there like, there's not enough? There's way too much! Chat wasn't updating, so you had to refresh. That's fine, Dark. That happens. I've noticed that happening a lot, is YouTube chat just spazzes out. It's kind of why I've got it on the stream as well, so that if, we'll say, my browser chat breaks, I'll be able to spot in the stream, because I always have, or at least I usually have XSplit open as well. I'm able to just see at a glance that my browser chat is broken. So I'm going to take breaks every 30 minutes as usual, and I have no timer on how long the stream is running, so I'll be basing it on the actual time. I've got a new layout on my second screen, so it's a bit more chaotic than I'm used to. It just allows me to see both YouTube and Twitch at once, which is quite nice, although everything's a lot smaller than I'm used to. I don't mind having to cancel a stream once in a while. Like, if nobody shows up, yes, it does get to me. It does give me a small confidence knock, but sometimes that's perfectly alright. Sometimes, you know, nobody showing up means I'm doing something wrong. Sometimes it's just plain bad luck. Now I think I know what the issue was yesterday. I'm gonna have a think about how to rectify that over the course of the next few days, because I've got basically until next Friday to figure out a solution to the people who weren't showing up on... Yeah, people weren't showing up at least in the first hour. After that I gave up, because I mean I had run out of things to talk about, and it's kind of depressing to stream to nobody for an hour. Yes, there were people who turned up for like 5 or 10 minutes each, but that's... You're working... Yeah, again, I don't mind people being away for various reasons. It's just kind of... It's disheartening and... that kind of stuff that, you know, I'm live for an hour and there's literally one chat message on YouTube in an hour and 2 on Twitch. Dark, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm doing something wrong, but I'm running the channel based on statistics, which is why I've gotten back to making videos, because I noticed all the statistics were bombing when I was doing nothing but streaming. And I'm basing my decisions on them, because while, you know, it is a passion project to YouTube, I do need to kind of get things going a bit more smoothly and get the end of the day, it runs down to I don't have any money, and ad revenue is kind of something I need to focus on at the moment. And figuring out, well, what can get me the most ad revenue. Now, I'm not going to go into PewDiePie style videos. That's no. I'm going to stick with Sims and maybe go into something like Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'm actually thinking of turning Monday streams into Roller Coaster Tycoon streams until Planet Coaster releases later this year, because our Roller Coaster Tycoon is definitely one of the best games of all time. Now I need to relearn the game, but that's not an issue. I mean, I've got loads of games, and it's just kind of what it boils down to what people want to see. If Roller Coaster Tycoon does well, I'll do more of it. If not, I can go on to something else like Rome Total War or something like that. Because again, I've got some really spectacular games that I've not put on the channel yet. And in a way, I didn't intend to at first, but now that I'm branching more into variety, then when am I finishing today? At about 5 o'clock. I might go on a bit longer than that though. Now that I've gone more into variety than just farm sim or bust, by bringing in project cars and ATS, I'm just looking at my schedule here, and it's like 2 days of farm sim, 3 days of ATS, 2 days of project cars. That's kind of fine for me. Streams are dominantly farm sim, and I kind of like to bring in a different game that I can play maybe once or twice a week. So something like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, or I might even get into the early access of it's not Planet Coaster. There is a theme park game after releasing today, or yesterday I should say, and I'm just going to look it up real quick, because it is one that I am definitely interested in. I just can't remember the name of the damn thing. Parkitect. So Parkitect actually released on early access a couple of days ago, and it's... Have I ever thought about tutorials? I have done a few. It's just there's not a whole lot I can tutorialize. I mean, a lot of the stuff for Farm Sim is already tutorialized. A lot of the tutorials I did back in the day are completely outdated, and there's no point in really redoing them. I'll probably do tutorials for FS17 once that releases. Would I know when you're baling alfalfa why it's coming out of straw? That's the same problem giants usually have. No, giants have the opposite. It comes out as hay. I would guess, Fahi, that your alfalfa windrow is defined by the same constraints as a straw windrow and not grass windrow. That's as a guess. It's defined in the i3D as a straw windrow and not a grass windrow. I might actually get Parkitect at some point, because it's a kind of a spiritual successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I press tab. I hate alt tabbing like that, or shift tabbing like that, because it screws the game over. At least that's what I expect to see. Is in the i3D, which it will be hell to try and find the damn thing. I will admit, it's defined incorrectly as a straw product and not a grass product. Unless you put it in which case I'm very confused. But the game's definitely picking up on it as straw and not grass, which it should be picking up as grass. And going back to tutorials, actually, just to further answer Dark's question, most of the stuff I know is, I don't want to say incorrect. It's maybe I've just noticed that I've been talking very loud. It's not necessarily incorrect. It's just that I have a strange way of going about it. Like you saw my attempt at problem solving. Let's lose Zern Windrow. Huh. I have no idea, Fahy. I really don't. I've noticed I've been using my video voice a lot in streams, and it's, you know, it's fine for me to do that. However, it does tend to blow my voice out a small bit. And I'm looking at the graphs of noise right now on XSplit. They're pretty much showing that I can talk like this, and it's fine. But most of the stuff that I know about Farm Sim has come through trial and error, and I don't want to be how do I put this? I don't want to be giving people bad advice. Like, I could do a tutorial on, we'll say, finding out why the fertilizer spreader, the current fertilizer spreader, does not recognize lime correctly and shows the wheat grain texture, which is the default fill plane texture in Farm Sim, which I'm guessing is how it has access to it. When I was doing that, I had decided straight away, oh, it's multi-fruit causing a problem, because the game was picking up on, oh yeah, there's a default of calc in you know, this mod, so it's interfering somehow. No, it's really not. Am I getting bored of Farm Sim? In a way, yes. I'm getting a bit kind of I'm trying to figure out an answer to this question that doesn't sound like I hate Farm Sim all of a sudden. The reason I'm branching out into more games is that I'm not always going to be playing Farm Sim. I mean, there will come a point where I decide, you know what, this game isn't for me anymore, I don't like the way it's been developed. Or I might just decide Giants clearly have no idea what they're doing anymore, they are not getting any more of my money. I would guess the latter is going to be more likely of the two options. Some elements of the community do kind of contribute to that negativity. However, I can see myself playing FS17 at least at the start. It really depends on how good FS17 is, whether or not I continue with Farm Sim. I mean, for FS13 I took multiple breaks for a couple of weeks or a couple of months at a time. FS15 I haven't really done that. And I don't mind. I mean, that's not a complaint, it's just a statement of fact. Is I've been playing FS15 pretty much most days, definitely at least once a week, since it's released. Obviously there have been a couple of weeks that I did have, you know, I didn't do anything on my computer. But you know, it is kind of, there is the element of burnout, so I may take, you know, August and September, maybe even, you know, September, October, before FS17, I might take a couple of months where I don't do any Farm Sim, just so that I go into FS17 completely fresh and without any bias. Now, I will be following the Farm Sim news, but I may take a break towards the end of the summer, towards the end of FS15, just to allow myself to... I kind of detox it away. In terms of, am I getting bored of the entire farm sim genre? No. If Cattle and Crops releases, I'll be playing it. Anything by UAG I will not touch. That's just my rule. I will not touch anything by UAG. So they are planning on bringing out a farming simulation this year at some point. That will not be on the channel. I'm not promoting UIG. They don't deserve promotion. They do nothing to further the genre other than break games. I genuinely think UIG are an insult to simulation games, because they're the publishers that the whole stereotype of the dodgy German simulator. That's UIG games in a nutshell. That's a dodgy German simulator. Because they like throwing out shovelware as opposed to a quality product. Now, Giants, yes, I do criticize them a lot, but they do put out a quality product. I mean, Farm Sim is a good game. It's just certain things that Giants do irk me. And I enjoy the game so much that it really irks me when they do something that maybe they shouldn't, like deciding to go all in with forestry in FS15. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake by Giants, and I think they know it at this stage. And you know, the pricing of DLC, I think the DLC pricing in Farm Sim is a bit too high. If they were... Here's the thing. I don't mind the amount of DLC Giants have released for FS15. I mind the value for money aspect of it. If Giants were to release more DLC, and I know there's, you know, issues with licensing there, but if they were to release... let me think. We'll say with the JCB DLC, they released just the skid steers as a DLC for €2. I wouldn't mind paying €2 for a skid steer. I genuinely wouldn't. If they released just the fast tracks and if they released just the fast tracks as a DLC, I wouldn't mind paying €1 or €2 for that. But paying €7-8 for the combination of the two, that's where I have an issue. With the loaders thing, with all the loaders they brought out, if that was a €2 DLC with the two New Holland or two JCB loaders, the telehandler and the wheel loader, that's a really good, maybe €3 DLC. Although I'd argue more that the skid steers are adding something, so maybe add an extra €1 to that price. You know, if they brought out more DLCs with 1 or 2 items in them. Now, obviously, IT Runner had to be a big DLC. I don't really mind that, but it maybe was a bit pointless. Especially considering the prices that the IT Runner stuff is in game. You know, that's an issue, but overall, I mean, Giants... I think what they're doing is they're trying to cut down the amount of DLC they produce because they think for whatever reason people get annoyed by the amount of DLC. It's actually a value for money thing for me. That's my issues. The DLC, the prices Giants have on the DLC, I know it's to try and cover the licensing, but if you split into 2 or 3 DLCs, you'd probably make the same amount, but people wouldn't complain about it as much because you might even make more, because I mean, you're more likely to drop €2 on something than you are €8. Because I mean, oh, €2, I can't go wrong. Is this 30%? Sounds quiet. Yeah, it's a 30%. So I think Giants issue, you know, on the DLC side, and I know I complained about, oh, you know, money grab, money grab, money grab. It's because the pricing was wrong, not the amount of it. And I think more importantly, they maybe didn't put the amount of work into the DLC that they could have. Now, obviously, Gold Edition, I think Gold Edition on its own for, what is it, €8-9? YouTube notifications broken, you got a notification an hour after I was live streaming. You must have been the one that came in right at the end, Dark, when I was just complaining yesterday. What you should do, Dark, is if you've got Steam, join the RainbowDave Gaming Steam group. I put up a notification every day when I'm going live, so that at the very least, you know, I can counter YouTube issues. Or you can follow me on Twitch, though that has notification issues too. Oh, Faye, I'm not complaining the GCB DLC was overpriced. No, I'm just kind of offering like an alternative to, you know, these two tractors could very easily have been their own DLC for €2 or €3. That's the kind of quality I think they are, and I will be getting one of these at some point. Homer DLC, that could have been 2 DLCs, because I mean, you could have put the harvester in one and the swap body in another. The New Holland Harvesters DLC, which I believe was just this. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was just the FR850 and some heads for it. That was definitely not good value for money. I think Giants are going maybe about it the wrong way with DLCs, that they're thinking bigger is better and we can charge more. Well, in fact, you're not going to make as much money if you charge more. If you did kind of smaller DLCs, but more of them with nominal prices, you'll make a lot more money. Give people a reason to get the DLC other than it contains 6 new colours of New Holland. I'm actually going to just pause the game here and play it out on YouTube, because I kind of forgot to over the last 10 minutes because I was talking nonstop. Oh great, now I'm gonna have to move these again. I'm just gonna leave the game paused until the ad is over. Put the map on a server when it's ready for testing. All DLCs will be cleared. Yeah. I actually need to rebuy one of the DLCs. What DLC is it? I need to rebuy on Steam the New Holland pack, which is just the loader. That's €5. Okay, so I'm gonna actually swap to desktop view. So here's where I have a legitimate issue. The New Holland pack, which is just this stuff, just the harvester. Hey Maxim, the loader pack is free, yes, but the New Holland pack with the forage harvester. Did I say loader? I do apologize. Just the harvester and some headers. €5. That's overpriced as hell. That's a €2 DLC. I'd pay €2 for that very happily. Yes, it's a new model and there's a lot of work on it, but I mean, it's not worth €5. It's just not. I mean, it's got an overall positive response, but I think it's. Here's a review that I think covers it nicely. What does this do that the Corona couldn't? I had to pay for this? I mean, I didn't have to buy it. I didn't have to buy it. It's just the idea that they're selling what is effectively a reskin machine. It's I don't need it. I have it installed. I just want to get the Steam version as well, so that it automatically updates. Because I think I've missed like 6 updates for it. You know, it's effective. It is effectively a reskin. I know it's a new model, but it does look it looks nearly identical. It's well made and runs well. Yes, that's the word that. Yeah, that's the word that Giants need to look out for, is exploit. And the pricing of DLCs at the moment is just exploitation. Let's have a look at some other negative reviews. There's 3 negative reviews. 2 negative reviews. One just says no, which is completely unhelpful. I've done the same, Faye. I mean, it's a lot easier to use the IT runner pack. It's a lot easier to shoehorn it into a game than the New Holland Forage Harvester. And I mean, realistically, the is it the 580? Yes, the big X580 that BM Mod, is it BM Modding? Well, whoever released it, that was in the mod contest. 585 horsepower. Okay, let's have a look at the new Holland. Wait, hang on. No, 585 horsepower, and the header for it is. It doesn't say. That's an issue. But it can use the normal use the normal Krone heads, whereas the New Holland Harvester, 804 horsepower. So yes, more powerful, but I mean the headers are tiny. The headers are actually quite small. That's 9 meters compared to 10.5. This is 6 meters compared to also 6. I mean that's pretty much a reskin. This 3 meters, and the pickup header for the Krone is also 3 meters, but it's cheaper. It is BM moddings. It's not BMs. It's not BM moddings, because they only had 2 mods in the contest. BM had the Krone Ultima that ultimately won, and they had that awful header that somehow managed to come 3rd. The 580 wasn't BM, was it? Now personally my favourite forage harvesters, the ones that I use the most, are the old style Russian ones. Are you the only one who only watches Farm Sim and doesn't play? It is rare to see people who watch a lot of Farm Sim but don't play it. I would say definitely in the chat you're the only one. I mean, believe it or not, it's a lot more difficult to like keep up with Farm Sim news if you're doing videos and streams and whatnot, than if you're just kind of playing it casually, because I have to keep up with the news. I have to watch certain, I have to keep an eye on FSUK forums and the Farm Sim Twitter feed and the Farm Sim Facebook page, because occasionally that has different information to Twitter. The Farm Sim website, check if there's a new press release out and all that kind of stuff, and it's just really ridiculous the amount of digging and stuff. CMT is the other, yeah. I knew it wasn't BM, I just kind of, the quality instantly made me think BM, which is a, hey Welsh, have you been asleep a lot lately? But the 580, I actually thought it was BM because I know it's a very high quality mod, and that's, I think, I almost think it's a sign of respect. As soon as people start talking about mods, you just sit and watch and not know what's going on. To be honest, Dark, sometimes I'm the same way. I'm just like, what the hell are you talking? How is this a mod? You've been... Oh dear. I need to actually, speaking of smoking, I need to re-barrel or re-cartomize my e-cig today. I'm emptying out my cartomizer and gonna throw a new one on because the current one I think is starting to get jammed a bit. Starting to get flooded a few times, so it's maybe not got the lifespan it should have had. So I have to change cartomizer today at some point. Although, yeah, it needs changing. I'm just looking at it compared to the fluid, and it is a lot darker. Still getting straw. That's literally never happened to me. Because I did alfalfa before on Canadian map. Canadian farm map, I think it was. And it baled as grass. I was able to work it out nicely. Made silage with it actually, if memory serves, and didn't have an issue. I mean, you can't dead it, but it's kind of okay. I suppose technically it was haylage because alfalfa you only ever get hay for whatever reason. You had £1.50. Good lord. So yeah, that's kind of... Yeah. I know what I was going to say there. I'm kind of keeping track of the time today because, believe it or not, I actually want to watch something. It's on right now. The 6 hours or 1,000 kilometers of Spa is on right now. It started just over 2 hours ago, and as soon as the stream ends, I'll be opening up a live stream of it, assuming I can find one, of course. But that's going to be my plan for the rest of the day, is finish watching the 6 hours of Spa, and oh, I've got to record ATS as well. Ah, I say that as if it's a bad thing. I don't mind recording ATS. That's actually really fun to record, especially with the issues that happened in the last video. None of that was planned out or just done for fun. That was... I legitimately made a huge mistake and caused that. I will, however, have to probably change my shoes for that. I've just realised, because these I have a bit of a lead foot going on. Because they're new boots. I think they're I don't know what to call them. I think they're moccasins. I don't know exactly how to describe the boots that I'm wearing. Very comfortable though, which surprises me. Just put one foot in the clutch because it doesn't matter. Just had to check stream chat because it hasn't updated on my heart rate. Blah. Why have I got such bad acid reflux of late? I've had really quite bad indigestion and reflux lately. I don't know what's causing it. I think it might be stress related somehow. Because I do get very stressed very easily. I'm actually very highly strung, which is why sometimes I snap a small bit during streams and You guys are being very quiet, unless both of my chats have managed to break simultaneously, or YouTube chat is broken in general. I suppose that's a possibility. So I was watching... What was I watching? Daggerwin's video from today, I think it was. How have I been? I've been good. My sleeping pattern has randomly decided to fix itself. So I watched Raw Monday night, and I went to bed at like 5 o'clock. And I was awake again at like 9 o'clock Tuesday morning. I was like, oh my god. I was watching Daggerwin's video, I think it was today's one, on Sandy Bay. I was literally just listening to it to see what he had to say for himself. And he said that he is aware of people complaining about Donegal. And you know, his excuse is, oh, I'm not Irish, so I don't know how farmers are in Ireland. That's... I mean, you can look up YouTube videos in 10 seconds on Irish farms. I mean, you got 2 to 4 tractors at most on a small farm. Well, 1 to 4, I guess. He's got a fast track on Naves well already. It was yesterday's video I watched, come to think of it. I mean, my aim is to get a fast track on this for karting, but I'm not gonna do it straight away. And I'm not gonna do it. I mean, I've got... How much do I stand to make? 143,000 from the crops. If I were to sell them all right this second. In one lump, you know, in one go, all at once. And the Unimog. The Unimog I don't mind too much. Because, you know, they are in Ireland and the UK, although they're usually used by councils. This council here is a Unimog. Or was it an MB track? No, it was a Unimog. It was down the main car park in town one day. I was going for a walk at the end of last summer. I was like, huh, Unimog. What's an MB truck? No, it was it was definitely a Unimog. And I was just like, huh, didn't think I'd see one of them. It's, you know, it's one of those things where you just look at it and you think, so that's what they're like in real life. The farm sim models are wildly overscaled. Which is very true. I mean, farm sim, good lord, the guys who make those models for the Unimogs in particular, those mods are wildly out of scale. They're way too big. I mean, they look largely correct. They're just a hell of a lot bigger in game than they are in real life. It's actually why I don't get a Unimog. It's like, I could say, oh, the council's giving me a loan or whatever, but the models are just... They're good. I'm not going to say they're bad. They're good models, they're just not scaled correctly. I mean, I'm kind of... I think David Oldfield said this as well. Because I tend to be, for whatever reason, on the same kind of mindset as David Oldfield. He said recently that he has been a bit too strict with the kind of mods that he uses, like they have to be perfect. I'm kind of getting into that mindset that maybe I've been too hard on mods. If they've got errors or if they're broken in any way, no, I'm not going to use them. Like the Ford 40s, I don't like the way the 40s look in FS15. They're too FS13. They're just relatively bad conversions. Relatively lazy conversions. I know I'm useless at scripting or whatever. I'm going to do a video on Naveswell ever. Probably not, especially seeing as... Well, definitely not right now, because I'm not going to compete with Daggerwin. I mean, that's the end of that story. I'm not competing with Daggerwin ever. Because there's no point. I might try it. I mean, I might do a stream on Naveswell on like Tuesday or something. Or even tomorrow I might do a stream on Naveswell. And intentionally not criticize the damn map. Because it's by Oxygen... No, it's not by Oxygen David. That's Thornton. I might have a look around it. I might have a look and see what I think. But again, people... You guys need to realize, I don't get the same access to these mods that Dagger does because, you know, he's got 100,000 subscribers. He's got the modders clamoring after him, saying, "Oh, try my mod, and try my mod, and try my map, and use my map," and all this. And he's got a working relationship with Mapper's Paradise, TomX55. He makes some decent maps, but I'm not too gone on his map style. There are issues on his maps that I dislike. He tends to do a lot of clutter for the sake of clutter, which I really, really dislike. I mean, yes, there is clutter in Coldborough, but that's... Oh, Tom X is doing Thornton. I thought I was doing, he did Naveswell. Is Naveswell by Oxygen David, then? Because Tom X, I do like his maps, they are good maps. I just don't like the fact that he's clutter for the sake of clutter. That's something that I've just never liked about maps. That's why I got rid of most of the clutter on Nuston while I was playing it. I still have that map. I'm not like done with it forever. I'm just... I may return to it eventually. I may never return to it. I haven't decided. But I just... And it's... You play maps enough where you know... Naveswell is Tom X. Oh! So I was right first time around. Okay. I just got confused by you guys. Tom X, I don't mind I don't mind most people's maps. You know, different people have different kind of signature things that they do, and for a lot of map makers, I've noticed it's their signature thing that they do in every map is random clutter just for the sake of it. And that's really a big issue for me, because it's just like, why are you taking all of this room out of the map? Yeah. Well, it was you and Dark, because I was just like, oh, it's Tom X as well, okay. What? But, you know, it's like you see all this random clutter, and it's you're just thinking, you've taken away half the bloody map. You know, that could have been really nice storage space, or that could have been like a really nice set piece or something, and instead it's just junk. Why have you know, what's the point of the junk? Oh, it makes it look lived in. Well, if you put in a really nice set piece, it could have looked lived in too, but instead you're just throwing bits of tire everywhere. Like, for something to look lived in, it just needs to look a bit rusty, and yes, it does need a bit of clutter. I'm not all, you know, I'm not 100% against clutter. I know that it's got a place on maps. I know that it's needed in maps. But when it's half the yard is clutter, or unusable stuff, it does take away from the map in my eyes. It looks small on the PDA, maybe using 4x. I'll have a look at it off stream and off everything, because I don't want to be going on on stream and then ripping the map to shreds. I'll rip it to shreds in private, thank you very much. I mean, some maps I've looked at, whether it's like in videos on streams or privately, and I look at them and I think, well, it looks nice, but what's the point of this area over here? This is a big area where nothing's happening at all, and it's just full of clutter. Or this is an area where nothing's happening and it's just flat and empty, and it looks like it's just a way to get into this other area over here. Or, you know, why is this area so full of junk and so squished and squashed up together when there's a huge area literally 10 yards away where you could have put half of that stuff, or you could have made a bit of space. And I know the reason is vehicle reset points, but at the same time it's like, do it like Coldborough, where the vehicle reset point makes sense because it's a little meadow at the back of the main farm. On a lot of maps it's just kind of, oh, we'll throw it into the yard somewhere. Done. I think Giants are particularly bad at times for doing this. It's just the reset point is the yard instead of like a field that you can convert into a meadow. Now the yards for Giants are very, very sparse, so it doesn't matter too much. But that is a criticism I have of Giants maps. In any case, I'm gonna just pause the game again and play an ad, and actually gonna run down to the toilet as well while I'm gone, or while the ad's on. So I'll be back in a few moments. Come on, change scenes. Just get rid of the chrono. And I'm back. There we go. Put the chats up. There we go. That's everything sorted out. I probably should have put my phone with me. I got a pedometer on my phone now, and I'm interested in figuring out how unfit I am and how wrong the pedometer is. As a secondary statement, because according to that I've taken, it's an app I'm using, 109 steps a day, which is horribly wrong. I've taken at least 115. And it actually registered as 0 for a good hour this morning when I was wandering around the house. So I know it's definitely wrong. Question is, how wrong is it? In any case, we're back cultivating because it's a thing that needs to be done. Let's get a new bottle of water on the go. I've just thought. This is a legit thought, it's not me trying to boast or anything. I might very well be one of the only YouTubers who actually does a lot of farm sim stuff and is using the stubble cultivator mod as well as soil mod. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm definitely the only one, because that would be probably an erroneous comment, but I'm definitely one of a very, very, very small minority who put realism maybe above entertainment value, because I know Dagon, he tries to balance the two, but I mean he's more for entertainment. He's more on the entertainment value side now. And what was really funny was he said in yesterday's video that I'm going back to where I started, and I was thinking, oh, he's going back to actual realism. No, it meant he's going back to a British style map. And I'm just sat there like, so you go into a British style map and you're going to play it like it's an American style map. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he does use British style equipment, but it's American sized. It's not British size equipment he uses 90% of the time. He uses stuff that either he's got too much of it, or he's got maybe too much equipment, like he did in Donegal, or maybe it's too big, like the fast track in Donegal for the time. I didn't watch any of Donegal because I just disliked that map. And there are some maps that I will just flat out not watch. Regardless of who's playing on it, even if it's David Oldfield, I will not watch. Like if it's David Oldfield or Dirt Hebbers, who I've missed the start of his California series. I must watch that tonight, I think. But I am kind of. It's funny. I was watching Ian Robson last year, and he was talking about, back in 2013, and he was talking about, doing YouTube has meant that I actually watch less YouTube, and all the big, all the likes of NerdCube and guys of huge, really big size who put out a lot of content. I might not be large in terms of viewership or whatever, but I do try and put out a lot of content. And they always say, I rarely watch YouTube because I don't have the time. I completely get that sentiment now. I completely get it, because I was always of the opinion that, well, you're on YouTube, you should really try and watch it. And being blunt, I normally end up watching... I will be honest. I normally end up watching some sort of farming video, occasionally some blacksmithing videos, because they're very maybe not entertaining is not the correct word. Interesting is definitely a good word, unless it's Michael Cthulhu, in which case entertaining is actually a good word. But I do watch a lot of farming stuff as well, to try and maybe get ideas for things I could do on Coldborough, or things I could maybe throw into Donetsk. And I think something I need to throw into Coldborough very soon is a weight for this thing, because the cultivator is making it unhappy. So I'll probably end up buying a weight soon for the front of the New Holland. I'll probably buy 2 in blue and 1 in red, and try and get the colours to match up with the vehicles I'm using them on. So the Massey's weight and all the stuff for that weight will be in red. The weight for the Ford and the New Holland, I'll use 2 separate weights, but I mean, they'll be the same colour, they'll both be blue. Because they're basically the same company. I've just realised now that I'm using the blue cultivator on the blue tractor and the red cultivator on the red tractor. Interesting decision there, Dave. I've been doing this for over an hour, and I've only now realised that I'm colour coding the equipment. What kind of idiot am I? Can I give a shout out to your mate Calm Nelson? That is a strange name, Stan. Hang on, Stan Smith. As in American Dad Stan Smith. Hey Guitar King. How you doing? I do apologise if maybe cultivating isn't your thing in Farm Sim, but it is most definitely something that needs to be done. Unfortunately enough. And I can I'm gonna say this now, I can completely understand if people are thinking, oh my god, is he ever gonna stop cultivating this damn map? He's now going over the same fields he did last week. That's a completely fair statement. What I'll do is I'll do a bunch of fertilizing next, and then I'll try and get all the cultivating done off camera as much as I can, because I can maybe seed one field a day and on camera, and then one off camera, and then one on camera, and then off camera, and repeat until all fields are complete. Mind you, I'm probably... His name is Norwegian. How do I know your identity? Because I'm very mature and like watching cartoons. I mean, lately I've been watching a lot of anime. I say a lot. I've been watching literally one series of anime and I've watched 5 episodes. But that's a lot for me, considering I don't watch TV. I've been watching it on YouTube as well. I do like that kind of Japanese culture, I guess. I've always kind of associated, not associated myself, but enjoyed the thought of a katana. It's just one of the most, I want to say, romantic swords out there. Like, it's got the most romantic connotations as a sword, as a weapon. The Japanese katana. I know, sure you can have the same kind of connotations, but the katana is just kind of the Japanese sword. You think of a sword and you're probably thinking of the katana. Or a European longsword. One of the two. So, finished with this half of the field by the looks of it, which is good. Because we only have most of it to go. The joy of it is, though, that once... hang on, field 8. I swear this is the field that... No, it's... Oh, it was field 9 that I threw lime on. I do apologise for being wrong earlier. It was field 9 that I limed up. Limed up, I should say. I will say, though, that if I say... Oh, that's a strange name. It's not me trying to be insulting, that's me making an observation based on my own life experiences. And sometimes if somebody comes into chat with a really odd name, I might giggle. That's, again, me just reacting to what I'm seeing. Sorry, fine bros, but I can react too. So looks like we will get this field done today, and if we can get the cultivating done, I might well, we will get the cultivating done. Depending on how long it takes to do the thing, the liming of the field, because it does need to be limed, and I will throw most likely NPK over all the fields just to make up for my idiocy on field 9. So they're all wrong in the same way. And nitrogen's gonna be through the bloody roof. You're gonna get some food. Fair enough, Guitar King. I was offered ice cream when I went downstairs. I was like, oh, I really want ice cream, but no, it's a bit cold in here today because I've still got my window open after yesterday's warmth, and it's going to stay open because it's predicted, the weather forecast is for it to be like 20 degrees outside tomorrow. Now my computer regularly puts out air of about, you know, mid 30s to 40 degrees. If it's 20 degrees outside and 40 degrees essentially at my crotch, I'm not going to be very happy. I'm going to be very, 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 very warm. So fresh air coming in is going to be welcome as hell. If my room is regularly like probably 25, 26 degrees if I could bother to get a thermometer in here. Just because of the computer and rendering in games and stuff, it overheats like a something not very nice. It overheats like a very hot thing, and just belches out heat. It's like sitting next to a volcano or a giant flamethrower of some description, like a special effects fireball thing. Or at least being in the same room as one. So I'm gonna say we're done with GPS on this field now. Just because it's gonna be easier to... I am reversing intentionally because the front end of this tractor gets very, very light. Because I don't have any weight on it. Front end does not like staying down if I go too fast. So let's get this cultivated under and finish screwing up the nitrogen. Maybe using the stubble cultivator mod wasn't the greatest idea. I am still watching chat, by the way. I do have chat open. So that I can see it. So if you do want to talk for about whatever, literally anything, that's PG, I should add. Unless it's Camp WWE, which is TVMA, but really entertaining. And if you're one of the people who has WWE Network, I strongly suggest you watch it, because oh my god, it's hilarious. Like I said, I'm immature as hell and like cartoons. Especially the cartoons are about ridiculously wealthy people making fun of themselves. So yeah. This is going a lot faster than I'd actually anticipated. I was originally gonna like do nothing but throw lime today, but I mean I had a second look at field 9. I was just kind of immediately decided that is a terrible idea, because the stream will just be people trying to guess what the hell I'm trying to do. And it would have frustrated me, it would have frustrated you guys, it would have just frustrated everybody, and it wouldn't have been fun. Whereas at least doing this, it's quite obvious what I'm doing. and the progress is clear to see. I am tempted to throw down some grass up in this corner because it is somewhat difficult to grab all the stuff from there. Not impossible, but difficult. Welcome back, Guitar King. That sounded like I just said nonsense. That did not feel like I just said English. That was very odd. So... nuts. I don't know why I say so much. I think it's like my brain trying to say you're not gonna say again, or so you're gonna say so, but you have nothing to say after that. You just know the word so now. That is your word that you're gonna half sing. Okay. So why? Why do I do that? I'm not even sowing seeds. Or a pretty dress or something. I don't know. That joke got out of hand very quickly. There's the bloody again. Did I miss a bit up here? No, that's just a tire track. So I've been looking at a lot more mod sites of late. What the hell? What? Have I done something particularly odd? Again. Odder than usual. Because I mean, I am pretty mental at times. Was it the dress comment? It was probably the dress comment. Front end just doesn't want to stick. Oh, the soul thing. Yeah, that was just me making fun of myself. I've been looking at a lot more mod sites recently, and most of them have the same damn mods. I mean, I've even been using modhub.us as a mod catalog. I'm not downloading anything from that website, and I probably never will. Have I been... I've had a foot in the brake this entire time. That was dumb. I mean, we're almost done with the second cultivation of this field. We've still got one more cultivation to go. But first we're going to throw down some lime, some NPK, and I get to fix the texture, because yay. I might see if I can make some sort of script. Some sort of script that gives calc, soil calc, a texture, and can inject into, or that can inject into the DLC. I don't know how to do that, but maybe if. See, these shows I don't know how to write a script. But in theory, practice is a completely different matter, but in theory, if I were to do a check for the specialization fertilizer spreader, or whatever the specialization is for pellet spreaders, which should be relatively easy to find. I just need to open up a mod that I know is a fertilizer pellet spreader, of which I've got a few, and see what the specialization is listed as. I can maybe learn how to make a script that just checks for that and throws in an extra texture or two into the source files. So for anybody who might be wondering why on earth I just got out of the tractor there, I've got manual attach on. which is David Oldfield uses this a lot, and I enjoy using it too. Ignore the texture in the fertilizer spreader. That's a known issue. It's literally because I loaded it in with calc in it, or lime. Apparently, whenever I log out, I gotta go over to the fertilizer fill points and set the fill type as something other than lime. So let's get going. And this time I can actually see where I'm spreading, which is really nice, because I did that entire field, the entirety of field 9, completely blind. So it is very nice to know what the hell I'm doing for once, and it is much better than trying to do it completely blind. Also, I've just realized these fields are going to get a... Oh yes, because this wasn't designed with soil mod in mind, of course. The map was designed for goodness, calc in mind. That's an advantage. I'm gonna get a moisture level up, or moisture level raise overnight. Well, not overnight, but once I get soil mod to go through its routines, I'll be getting a moisture level raise because of basically because this got the default fertilized texture on it, which in soil mod is used for moisture, which basically means I get bonus free water on the field, sort of. You feel like crap. Why is that, dude? You shouldn't feel like crap for any reason at all. And, well, there are some reasons, but you should try and have a good day every day, if you can. I know bad days are sometimes unavoidable, but as much as you possibly can, try and stay positive and feel good about yourself and relish in the power of positivity. You're sick. That's a damn good reason to feel like crap. That's one of those reasons that I can't complain about ever, because I've just screwed up horribly here. No, this way. Spread it out. Take it like that. So because I can actually see what I'm doing here this time, I can get a bit better with this spread. Yeah, feeling sick is a damn good reason to feel like crap. I mean, I've had weird acid reflux indigestion the last few days, and every time it happens it's just like, oh dear no. 'Cause I've missed a spot, I can see that I've missed a spot, and I'm going to be wasting fertilizer fixing that spot. Dang it. This is technically wasting lime as well, but I mean... Hey Ford! You're very lit today. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to pause the game again. I'm going to be doing this now whenever I play an ad, is just pausing the game. Just because, essentially... Ford's very late today. Been lazy. This is the person who got out of bed at like noon. You forgot I was streaming. Oh, dude, that's a silly thing to forget. It's an understandable thing to forget, but I mean, it's not a life or death thing, because I'll be putting the VOD live later tonight once YouTube's done murdering it. The VOD will be live, and you won't miss a thing. So yesterday's VOD is the only one that I won't put live, simply because I'm gonna act as if yesterday's stream didn't happen, because it was an absolute disaster. Where did my AC go? I'm trying to empty this bloody cart of mine, so I'm puffing this a bit more than I probably should. I did stream yesterday, Ford. You missed the stream yesterday. Actually, everybody did because I gave up after an hour. It's empty, good. Now it's time to miraculously fix the texture. So before it was a wheat texture and I had lime selected. And now if I go refill, it's refilling as MPK, that's fine. You were at school! Ah. That's still not a reason. I'm kidding! I'm kidding, dude. Calm down. I don't hold grudges like that. If I did, I wouldn't be a very good YouTuber. I wouldn't be a very good human, actually, if I held grudges like that. How old is he? He's 26. He's just not very good at the whole school thing. He doesn't understand you're supposed to sit the exams, not eat them. My answer was close. I do apologize for it. I couldn't resist making a weird joke. He's 35. He'll be 15 in August. That makes me feel really old. I'm literally 10 years older than you, Guitar King. Right down to the month as well. I will say, it's not my birthday today, nor was it my birthday yesterday. Just so Ford doesn't get confused. Still can't understand why you thought it was my birthday yesterday. That was an odd one. You're older than it's actually kind of sad me being like the oldest person, or it's really sad for me to be like the oldest person in the room, because I still feel so young, and it's just like, no, I'm not. I'm in my mid-20s. I'm supposed to be an adult by now. Your sister is 11 years older, another one is 30. I have a few cousins who are like in their mid-30s and getting married and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, I live at home with my parents, and I do videos on the internet for like 600 people. Technically I have no job because bleh. Oh, bloody hell, the crow's back. Apologies if you can hear a crow in the background. Shut up! No. There's a crow that sits outside my window. And for 20 minutes, a half an hour at a time, it will just caw constantly. I don't know if you guys can even hear it, but it's just sat outside my window on a satellite dish. There's a VW camper on the Farmson website. Is there? I saw the just as I said shut up, massive loud gunshot happened. I wish that was true. You have no idea how tempted I am to buy a pelican just to shoot the damn crows that sit on the satellite dish outside my window. Because like, I'll be waking up and listening and watching a video on my phone, and all of a sudden, no, go away. Let me have my peace and quiet time. I'm gonna refill this. You did that one day, missed and hit a rabbit. Difference is I got good aim. A friend of mine that I was living with in college had a few pellet guns. I think I was the best. I think I was the best shot of everybody in the house because we took turns shooting at like empty takeaway boxes. Just for fun, we like went down to one end of the hall, put the takeaway boxes, those little styrofoam packs, styrofoam boxes that like chips and stuff come in, and we just took pot shots at them. Wind was blowing, it pecked you. If it was close enough to peck you, I would have punched it. I have no qualms against punching crows. Before you were born, your dad got cancer and sold. He couldn't have any more children. Well, that's a welcome surprise. I mean, normally unplanned pregnancies are a bad thing, but I would guess in your case, it's a good thing. Oh, that's a random bit of scenery. I saw it. Just look down, there's this green thing poking through the top of the fertilizer sprayer. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a weed. You try to punch it, it flew away and you hit concrete with your fist. Well, that's why you pad the concrete. You pad the concrete because when you punch the bird, you know you're gonna miss, and you're gonna hit the concrete. So you pad the concrete with 53 egg cartons. 53 is the magic number because it's got the most punchability. I don't know. You have to think ahead of yourself. Be prepared to punch the concrete wall after missing a crow. I don't know why 53 though. I mean, that was just... 42 is a better number. 42 is a much better number. So what I'll do is I'll cultivate this field off camera. And don't need that right now. I'm trying to think of what else I can do in the stream today, because I don't want to... I suppose the only thing I can do is start on another field. One day he drove over in the digger. Well, that was revenge. I don't want to start another field, but I don't think it's... I don't think I got much of a choice in the matter. No, that was lowered the entire time. Whoops. What the hell's written there? Can't. What do you see? Auto command? Okay. Trying to think of what I could do. I know what I can do. I know exactly what I can do. I can hook up to this. And lay the course for tram lines. The issue with this is I do need to use it outside of the cab primarily. And is it MPK I want in this? Yes. Good. This doesn't have a massive capacity. Two programs that give him another chance. If I just banned somebody, that would be amazing. I would literally give somebody another chance if I just banned them and the TV told, you know, I'd said that, and then all of that happened at once. So what I want to do is I want to get courseplay controls onto right mouse again, and see, here's where it gets awkward because I need to unfold this, but it does have collisions, which means I'm gonna have to start the course over here somewhere, probably. Let's unfold. This does have collisions turned on, which is a genuine issue. So this is one of the few things that I will have to be out of cab for. Yes. I'm literally out of cab because I'm trying to figure out how the hell to line this thing up. Because these arms have collisions. Right, that'll do. So, let's start recording a course. Even rarer time, I'm actually using courseplay. And, there's an issue. I can't see where I've already spread. What about the collisions? The issue is that I need to be starting this somewhere where, if I wanted courseplay to do this, or to do some of the fertilizing, I would actually need to start it somewhere where the courseplay can unfold the sprayer. That's why I'm starting it a bit weird. I also have to keep away from the hedges as much as possible. For that very same reason, is if I ever want to fertilize using courseplay, I need to avoid hedges and literally anything else that has a collision. Good lord, that's the first time I've ever managed to get that correct. And this is, I believe, smaller. Yes, using courseplay and outside the cab, because I need to keep an eye on these arms, just so that, basically, so that I'm getting maximum spread. And what I'll do after this is I can. Huh. What I'll do after this is I'll send. I'll continue the stream until I've done this. I'll send the Massey out with the subsoiler just to show what happens. And oh, that's very close. To show what happens when the tram lines get laid. Have a collision with a man. I really can't afford a guitar key because this is going to be my tram lines course. Like, this isn't intended for fertilizing. This is intended specifically for tram lines. Also, I'm really tempted to move that gate out of the map entirely. No, nuts. try and put me off course. You already have. I've already had a small accident. So this is one of the more challenging bits, is actually following the course that I've already laid out. Because I need these to overlap as much as is humanly possible. And probably about here-ish I want to start off with this. And then get that going. Good. So this is now laying down the actual tram lines for the straight lines. Be a lot easier if I just stare at chat the whole time. Well, I can now because I'm laying down the straight tram lines. I can actually read chat a lot more. It is just going around that first headland that the issues arise, and it is better to do the headlands first because then you can. Oh my god, this is an absolute mess. Right here, I'm gonna just leave that going a bit more. Turn that off, and now we're turning this way. There we go. When this is done, you can already start to see where the tram lines are going to be. So we'll have a tram line here, a tram line going along here in a perfect straight line, another one coming along here, and we'll have a nice 16-ish meter gap in between the lines. So this is how I do it. This is how I do the tram lines. That's why I'm doing it now. It's something that I sometimes don't show, and yes, I am theoretically breaking the rules I've set down for the map, but it's more important to get the tram lines right for looks, for aesthetics, than to follow the rules. Come on. Up, there we go. Because once the tram lines are in, I'm going to be losing crop every damn time I succeed. Every time I set these tram lines might be too far apart, I've just realised. But every time I set the subsoiler out to do tram lines, I'm going to be losing crop because it's going to be... I don't think this is laying NPK at all. Interesting. But every time I send out the subsoiler, I'm going to be losing crop because it's going to be laying down tram lines. However, it's going to look bloody nice, and that's kind of partially the intention of it. It is more of an aesthetic thing than you know, something I absolutely 100% need to do on the map. But if I'm going for realism in real life, you would probably use, maybe not a subsoiler, but you would use something, even if it's just like turning off two sections of cedar. You would use something to get tram lines into the field. You wouldn't just crush the crops in. You would at some point during your cycle be putting the tram lines in without just flat out destroying crops. I mean, most commonly it's done during seeding, but in theory you could do it afterwards. Downside is I have no idea if that's covered up there. I'm going to leave it like that just because I think it is. This area is getting double coverage, which is kind of okay. Having a bit of overlap. In reality, you turn off like half the sprayer at this point. I don't know if this is laying NPK. I honestly don't know if this is laying NPK, and that's worrying. Usually the gaming PC so you can play. You can get this on Xbox and PlayStation as well. It's just that you can't get as many mods. I mean, I think mods like Courseplay and so might add to the game, but at the same time they don't necessarily need to. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold up, and this is going to be just for tram lines essentially. I've kind of decided now. Follow the course again, right up to the top of the field, going intentionally quite slowly because for some reason, hey digital, dig it all. On PS3 it's a different, no, the game is too violent. Totally, this is so ridiculously violent. To be honest, I'm glad there's no blood and gore, because farming accidents are probably very distressing. I mean, I love my fair share of blood and gore in a game, but don't think I'd want to see a game trying to simulate the results of a combine eating somebody. So I'll end that there. And I'm gonna have to save it as tram lines field 8. Yes. Who am I talking to? I am talking to either Digital or Digital 33 over on Twitch. We need Combine Eating Human Life Simulator 2016. No thanks. Where did I put the Massey? Where did I put the Massey? It's over there. Did I drop? Yes. So now what I'm going to do is back in cab because I don't need to be out of cab again. And this stream is going to end soon. Think of us, Digital 33. Oh, digitally. I see. Now I should probably have a weight on the front of this. I'm streaming on Twitch too. Yes. And I want to use fieldwork. Course setting. I don't know if this is going to work very well, but let's find out. Start course at first waypoint, please. And drive course. It's not going to be immediately obvious. It did it lay NPK. It's not going to be immediately obvious, but you can see the tram lines are pretty much in the wheel tracks, which is what I wanted. I mean, that's the entire point of the tram lines, is just to cut wheel tracks into the field. And the Massey seems to be largely doing that. Maybe not perfectly, but definitely following them nicely. just gonna let my tractor do its own thing. Yeah, I've already told it what it needs to do. And that was more of a test than anything else. I mean, I'm gonna be doing the rest of this field. Come on. Okay, you can stop now. That's lovely. I can sort that out once the field is seeded up. I will now have to cultivate the rest of the field, but... oh my god. I kind of think that I've accidentally got the right nitrogen concentration. I need to throw down some PK, but it's not entirely terrible. Do need to just close down the course. I'm gonna set this as right mouse button as well. And that was more of a test of whether or not I could do that first time or not. So I can. Good. Lovely. And how did that get so dirty immediately? That I don't like. I may have to fiddle the dirt timer on that. Just so that it gets dirty just that bit slower. I'm going to lower that. And this is probably going to break it, isn't it? Oh, that works, I guess. Turn that off. The New Holland is already off. So let's take off the GPS. And close the course on this. And pull this into the shed as well. Nice and tight up against the back here. There we go. And I'm stuck in a wall. There we go. Huh. Apparently I can park two. Apparently it is possible to park too well. Where you can just get flat out stuck in a... Ooh! Made the wall disappear. Yeah, that's an issue. That's an issue with the game and not the map. So... I think that's about it for today. I'll do a bunch of stuff off camera overnight. I'm gonna say the game. So until next time, stay safe and let me get this bloody chrono up. Stay safe and goodbye.